Just 3 and 4. Let's see. YouTube gonna be over here acting crazy. I think so. Let me open this up and get the right code. I knew it. I knew YouTube was gonna do me like that. The right string key in here. Paste that. All right, all right. YouTube is streaming, but I don't know where it's streaming at. All right, let's stop this one to get the right one going. Divine Rising, everybody. Hopefully this morning we will not have the freezing. I mean, I had to go get some more RAM yesterday, so that I would not experience. There we go. Now we are cooking with gas. All right. All right. We are live on YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. All right, YouTube. Let's go live here on Insta. All right. Divine Rising, everybody. Let me go ahead and get this shared out. All right. Divine Rising this morning. Let me see if I am showing up over here so I can share this out. Look at here, look at here, look. All right. One thing I'm not seeing though. Come on, come on. Okay. Well, we on roll with it. It's not allowing me to share, so. But I can always share later. What it say? What's that song? One monkey ain't gonna stop no show. All right. But I can always share later. And that is wild. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and get this kicked off. And like I said, Divine Rising to you, Queens. So we're going to be talking about this morning the power of small, consistent choices. The life you want is built one intentional decision at a time. And so we're going to go ahead and get this started here in just a moment. But before, if you are tuning in with me right now, let me know where you are tuning in from so I can give you a shout out. And also, let me go ahead and drop this over here. I'm actually seeing it for the first time. That's interesting. Let me drop over here. If you would like to go live with me, right? I'm going to drop. Let me see if it let me copy. It's not going to let me copy it. Let me see if it'll copy this over here. Yes, it did. If you would like to go live with me, I am. That is not what I wanted. Just drop that over here and you can join me on screen, right? And hit the go live over here. And let me do one other action too before because the intention has been to actually record these, but I have not been doing that. Gotta find it. Okay. Well, it don't matter. We ain't gonna worry about it. In any event, like I said, if you'd like to join live with me, I'm going to drop in the comments over here on my other Facebook profile where you can join live with me. Let's see. Go ahead and copy that there, and you'll be able to click on that link once it comes up. And if I see you pop up over here, and I'm a little people over here, then you'll be able to join me, right? And I'm not seeing how I can. Let's see if I can expand this real quick. Can expand. It's not giving me a share option, but in any event, we're going to kick this off, like I said. And so today, this morning, like I said, we are talking about the power of small, consistent choices. Let me open this to the live chat. Small, consistent choices. The life you want is built one decision at a time. And so the description you'll see if you are tuning in right now, it says big transformations rarely happen because of one dramatic moment. More often, they are created through small choices repeated consistently over time. And so today we're talking about why consistency isn't about doing more. It's about becoming someone who honors the commitments she makes to herself, even when no one else is watching. So we're going to dive into this topic, into this conversation. And again, Divine Rising Queen, Quiet Queens. I am Shakitha. I am the founder of Quiet Queens Academy, and I am delighted that you're here, that I'm here, and I'm being able to come before you. So, in the event that, like I said, if you are tuning in with me right now, let me know where you're tuning in from. Chime in with me, and let's have this conversation, right? So, let me ask you something. So, or can I ask you something this morning, right? Let me ask you something. When you think about the woman you're becoming, what do you believe shapes her the most? Is it one life changing moment, one incredible opportunity, one perfect decision, or is it something much quieter? I come to believe our lives are shaped far more by the choices nobody noticed than by the moments everyone celebrates. And as introvert women, we often underestimate the power of those quiet moments. But I think they're where I think they are where transformation really begins. Has anyone else ever thought about that? Let me know. Let me know if you ever thought about that. And so if you are tuning in and if you like to, if you feel comfortable with sharing that, just let me know. Yeah, I love engagement. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get into the connection of this. We're gonna connect here for just a moment. And so this week's conversation have really stayed with me. On Monday, we talked about staying true to yourself. Tuesday, we talked about choosing progress over perfection. Wednesday, we talked about keeping promises to yourself. Thursday, we talked about having the courage to begin before confidence shows up. And as I reflect on all of those conversations, I realized something. None of those things matter if they aren't supported by small, consistent choices. And I've learned that the life I'm building today isn't the result of one extraordinary decision. It's the result of ordinary decisions repeated long enough that they become part of who I am. So going live, continue to learn, showing up, keeping my word to myself. Those choices seemed small in the moment. Looking back, they changed everything. Okay, I'm having a little hiccup here. All right. So we're going to get into the core of the conversation. And so let me say that small choices quietly become your identity. Yeah, that small choices quietly become your identity. And so I realized we don't become someone different overnight. We become someone different one decision at a time. Excuse me. Every time I choose to show up when I said I would, I'm reinforcing the identity of someone I can trust, not everybody else, but someone I can trust. Because when I begin to trust myself, guess what? Everybody else begin to trust me too, right? And so every time I choose consistency over convenience, I'm becoming someone stronger than I was yesterday. And identity isn't built by intention alone, it's built by repetition. And so this is going to be the first reflection of this morning. Okay. Has anyone else noticed that the things you repeat eventually become part of who you are? And prime example of that is like every morning. I don't know. My grandson got his shoes in here. Every morning, Monday through Friday, we have a call we get on, which is called the IMV, Inspiration Morning Vitamin. And I started getting on that call and I kept repeating it. And like what? I'm into year two getting on this call, right? And so when I do miss this call, it's almost like something is missing. Something is missing. It's like some part of my life is missing. So, I mean, that has become a part of my life by me starting just small, just repeatedly one day, the next day, the next day, and getting on this call. It only lasts for like what 15, 20 minutes. I mean, and so that 15, 20 minutes is a part of my life. And when I don't get on that call, I notice it, right? So again, has anyone else noticed that the things you repeat eventually become part of who you are? And if you're comfortable with sharing, just let us know. Okay. So once those choices begin repeating, they create something even more valuable. And we're going to tap into that. Okay. We're going to get into that. So consistency builds self trust. So people often ask how confidence grows. For me, confidence grew because I accumulated evidence, right? And every promise I kept became another reason to believe in myself. Not because everything worked perfectly, because it didn't, and it doesn't, because I kept showing up. Consistency isn't about proving yourself to other people. It's about becoming someone you can depend on. So when we talk about this, it's not about other people. It's always going to be about you, your choices, your decisions. It's like whatever it is that you want. Because at the end of the day, you matter. You absolutely matter. So let me ask you this. If you were, I mean, let me ask you if you are, if let me say, if you are comfortable with sharing this, let us know in the comments. What's one promise you've kept with yourself recently that made you proud? Hey, Shonda. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, you definitely agree with that. Thank you so much. But so like I said, what's one promise you've kept with yourself recently that made you proud? Let us know if you're comfortable with sharing. No pressure here, right? So I don't know why I put that right there. I knew it was gonna fall. So once we trust ourselves, our focus begins to change. How many of us do how many of us believe that? Once we trust ourselves, our focus begins to change. And so small actions eventually produces extraordinary results, right? And so I think when or we sometimes dismiss today's efforts because today's efforts doesn't immediately produce tomorrow's outcome. But nature doesn't work that way, right? Nature doesn't work that way. Seeds don't become trees overnight. If they did, heck, I have me a big old tree outside right now. I'll have a big tree outside right now. I will not let anyone disturb my peace anymore. I know that's right. That's one of my biggest things is my peace. No one, not even me, will I allow to disturb my peace. So you on something right there. Nope, nope, nope. And that's something to be proud of, not letting anyone disturb your peace for sure. So, but let's get back to these C's. Like, let me reiterate what I said. I think we sometimes dismiss today's efforts because today's efforts doesn't immediately produce tomorrow's outcomes. And it's kind of like, I mean, Shonda, it's kind of like, what we've been talking about on the IMV for seem like for a month, going into month two, talking about the same thing. And obviously, it must be something important. That's something that we should learn, but it's all internal. It's not external, right? But nature doesn't work the way it doesn't work that way. When we do something today, we don't get immediate. Uh, it doesn't produce immediately tomorrow. Um, so, and by nature, I said, but nature, excuse me, but nature doesn't work that way either. So, like if we plant a seed, kind of going back to the seed, if we plant a seed, it doesn't become a tree overnight. And like I was saying, I wish that was the case because I would have me plenty of trees, plenty of, you know, vegetables, the whole 9 yard. I would grow them myself if they, would be more intentionally about growing them if they came about that fast, right? Um, So of course, but that doesn't happen. And so business don't become sustainable overnight. Confidence doesn't appear overnight. Everything meaningful grows quietly before anyone else notices. And that perspective has helped me to stop rushing my own growth. I don't know about anybody else, but that completely, and that's just something I've been working on, not just here recently, but I've been working on that, you know, slowing down, taking my time. I feel like I don't have to be in a rush to do anything. I don't, because it's like, even driving in traffic, you see people speeding. Well, I see people speeding all the time. And don't get me wrong, I have a little itch sometimes. I get a little wired and I want to speed, but I see people speed all the time, and I think to myself, you know, if you don't ever get there, that place is going to still be there. The destination of wherever you're going to go is going to be there. So slow down. You don't have to rush. And if you feel like you have to rush, then I would say start out early. So let me ask you, what small action have you been overlooking because it didn't seem significant enough? And I'll repeat that again. What small action have you been overlooking because it didn't seem significant enough? Again, like I said, if you feel comfortable sharing, let us know. No judgment here. This is my no judgment zone, okay? So that leads me to one final thought. And we're going to get into that. The woman you're becoming is created today. I mean, the woman you're becoming is created today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today. And I like to think about my past and my past and my future is in my present now. And so I don't think our future is waiting for one perfect opportunity. I think it's quietly being shaped by what we choose today. Again, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. In decisions to learn, the decision to learn, the decision to rest, the decision to honor our values, the decision to keep our word, those choices seem ordinary, but they are created. They're creating an extraordinary future, right? So every day we're becoming someone. The question is, who are who are daily who are I can't even get my words again. Who are our daily choices helping us to become? So again, who are our daily choices helping us to become? And so let me ask you, if every decision you made today became part of your future story, would you choose differently? If every decision you made today became part of your future story, would you choose differently? Absolutely. I would definitely choose differently. So let me see. I'm gonna look at the chat here. Yes, I definitely agree with that. Okay, it's about the peace. Okay, all right, all right. Let me put this up because I'm gonna drop it. And I'm about to come to a close, y'all. I'm just to take it on home. All right. So today I want you to choose one small commitment, not five, not 10, but one. Then honor it. And tomorrow, honor it again because confidence grows through repetition, character grows through repetition, leadership grows through repetition. And so, in closing, before we finish up this morning, I'd love to leave you with one question. 1 year from now, what small, consistent choice will you be grateful you started today? And sometimes the smallest decisions becomes the turning point you only recognize in hindsight. And so, if today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small, consistent choice you're committed to beginning today? Share it in the comments. And if another quiet woman comes to your mind while you're listening, share this live with her. And if you're looking for a place where introverted women can grow with clarity, confidence, and authenticity, Quiet Queens Academy is here to walk alongside you. And so you can see that in the chat there. You can go to quietqueensacademy.com/community. And also, if you want to take the assessment, the builder, to find out what your Quiet Builder profile is, you can go to quietqueensacademy.com, just simply quietqueensacademy.com, and find out what type of builder you are. And so I want to thank you all for spending your morning with me, and I'll see you Monday for another Quiet Morning Live. Y'all have a divine day.